And welcome back to the I'm Right You're Wrong Sports Podcast. I'm with Jordan today. How you doing?
I'm alright.
An interesting week in sports, especially NBA wise, with the Raptors taking down the Warriors in Game 1. I don't know, not super convincingly, but playing better than what definitely we thought.
Better than Portland did.
Definitely better than Portland. Other topics we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about KD's future because he's been ruled out tonight for Game 2. Will he ever play for the Warriors again? And then, are the Warriors better without KD? This has been a hot take at school for a while now, so we thought we'd bring it on. Also, did Doc Rivers deserve to get fined for his comments about Kawhi Leonard? Should the MLB extend the nets at their stadiums after another child was hit with a foul ball this past week? And then the return of the anatomy of a bad team. Instead of the Raiders this time, it'll be the LA Lakers. So we will start with the NBA Finals Game 1. Jordan, as you're watching and you look back at it now, what is your reaction to it?
Toronto actually won a game. I wasn't expecting it. I was not expecting them to win the first game.
Yeah? Going into it, I predicted 4-1 for the Warriors. I thought the Raptors would maybe... I was going to say Game 2 or 3 they were going to pull. But definitely not Game 1.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Siakam, oh my goodness, he had the game of his career.
Siakam. Good lord.
I think it was 32 points.
Points.
But obviously he's not going to be able to play like that every game. There's no way. So
Curry had a pretty good game too.
Yeah, just the whole Raptors team in general. Van Fleet also had a great game. It just seemed like the Warriors were a tad rusty.
I mean, they haven't played in what?
I think it was like 9 days or something.
I was gonna say like a week or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And it didn't help Boogie Cousins was coming back. Yes, he's a great tool, but he hasn't played in a long time. I would have only put him in for 5 to 10 minutes in that game, unless he really looked good, but he didn't. Yeah, I don't know. Do you think the Warriors pull it out tonight? I guess for reference for the listeners, we were recording this at about 3 o'clock Central Time. So it's about 5 hours before tip.
Is that at Golden State?
No, it's still in Toronto for Game 2, and then they will go.
Toronto. I don't know. I think Toronto might pull it out again. If Drake does Drake things.
If Drake does Drake things.
Oh, the clips of him trolling Curry and Draymond Green is so funny.
Yeah.
Him wearing Curry's dad's freaking old Toronto jersey.
I'll give him credit for that. That was brilliant.
Oh, he put more effort into making fun of Golden State than he has done in any of his rap beefs ever.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
It's more effort than he's ever put in his career.
Oh, this is now a music podcast. We're gonna
I'm not doing this. I guess for me tonight, I think the Warriors do come back and win Game 2. It'll be close. I thought this series going in, it was going to be a bloodbath. And it just didn't turn out to be. The Warriors are rusty right now. The Raptors are looking great. So, why not just... It's going to be a close game, but I think if they win it tonight especially... If Warriors win tonight, they could win it 4-1. But if Raptors win tonight, it probably goes to 7.
agree. That makes sense.
And I want to talk about Drake a little bit, especially at the end of the game. I bet you caught it when him and Draymond Green were exchanging some words.
Oh yeah, they had a discussion.
It was more
That was
Drake
fun.
just insulting him. I think from what I could read lips wise, it was "you're trash."
Oh Jesus,
I'm like, really? That's all you got?
that's all you have for this basketball player?
That sounds
You're
like a little kid insult.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's Drake is so funny.
I
This
can't
man,
take him.
he needs to come on. Like the Raptors win, he's gonna drop a whole
Oh, he
celebration
will, but
mixtape.
if they lose, I'm seriously gonna
No.
tear into him on Twitter.
He's gonna make another really sad boy rap album. I'm gonna wait for it.
I'm depressed. My team lost again. Kawhi is leaving.
It's gonna be another. If you're reading this, it's too late.
Yeah,
Except sadder. And about basketball.
I will never listen to him. Nope.
I'll
Uh,
probably.
okay. We're gonna move into Golden State more now. Uh, do you think KD plays another game for Golden State, or is his career in Golden State done?
I think it's done. I think he's gonna. Where was it? The Knicks or the Nets? One of the two. The Knicks. I think is that where they're like saying he's gonna
He's
sign
been
a max deal
rumored to the Nets, the Knicks. I think those are the big two at the moment.
Yeah. I thought I heard something about the Clippers, but that
Yeah, that
might
too.
be me thinking of someone. Okay, yeah. Why would you go to the Clippers?
It's a big.
Come on.
They actually have something going though. They just need that final piece.
It's the other LA team.
Hey, it's the Lakers, who we'll get to later on. They need help. I think KD's done in Golden State.
Yeah.
He hasn't even practiced yet.
That's fine. He can not play
I guess
in the
if the
finals.
series does go to 7 games, then he maybe plays. But if it only goes to 5 or 6 games, I don't see him playing.
Yeah.
And in my mind, there's no way he returns to Golden State. He wants to be the star of a team, not a piece that even the fans still see as second best to Steph Curry, because Curry got them to where they are now.
Curry is the best shooter of all time.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant, in my mind, is a really good basketball player, while Steph Curry is
a great shooter.
All time.
I just think KD, he wants to show that he is one of the best basketball players in the world. Which you could argue he is up there.
Yeah.
He wants to show hey, I want to be the franchise player of this team, not second best when I thought I would be number 1. I don't know, and especially because he's not going to get paid a ginormous amount of money in Golden State. They still have to manage Draymond's contract and Clay's contract and Steph's contract and Andre Iguodala, who I believe is going to play tonight. I don't know if he'll be at his best.
Yeah.
But I see him leaving Golden State. And I guess another question that came up at school, are the Warriors better without Durant?
No, they're not.
They're not?
They're not. KD is an MVP caliber player, and saying that a team is better without him, without a person like that, it's false.
See, I can see both sides of this, because my brother brought this up, and he was telling me, he's like, yeah, they're better without Durant. I'm just like, what? And then as you're explaining it to me, I started to see that side of it a little bit more, and how he might actually be right about that, but I don't think he's fully right about it.
No, I don't think he's right at all. He's totally wrong.
It's it could. It's just okay with Durant on the floor. It is more the offense is more focused about Durant. Can you agree on that?
Yes.
And per game this postseason, not this postseason, this season overall, he is their top not goal scorer, not soccer. Point scorer was 26 points a game. But you wonder how much of that is just because, he's Kevin Durant. But when he's not on the floor and Curry and Thompson don't have the pressure of passing it to him and everything, it seems like they just flow better, more chemistry with it seems like the old Golden State that we all learned to love. They just seem to vibe better. It just seems to work better in every way. But I don't know. I see both sides of it.
Yeah. It's just sense in a way that like the chemistry of the team is better without him on the floor. But still he's
Yeah.
an MVP caliber player. And I feel if talent level, the Warriors would not be better without him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very hard argument because for me, most people would be like, "Oh, well, nah." Obviously, one kid at our school, I'm not gonna name, but he called Jacob an idiot for saying that. I'm just like, well, he might have a point. Both sides have a point to it. It just depends on which kind of offense you want to run. And maybe they do need a little bit of KD magic to help them get out of it. But obviously, we have time. Game 2's tonight. So they can definitely come back from this. But I don't know. It's an interesting argument. One that I never thought about. I guess leave comments. You can leave your comment in the comment section below. But it's a very interesting argument that I never thought of. And I guess we can compare this year to next year if he does leave.
Yeah. Compare the old stat lines.
Yeah. So we will move on to our last NBA topic. If you missed it, I know I don't know if Jordan, if you watched it, there was a SportsCenter special as an NBA Finals preview. It had Mike Wilbon from PTI, Stephen A. Smith, and then it had Magic Johnson, Doc Rivers, who is the coach of the LA Clippers, and oh god, I can't remember who the last one was. But they were all just talking about it, and Doc Rivers compared Kawhi Leonard to I think it was Michael Jordan. Then wait a few more days, and it was released that the Clippers were fined $50,000 for the anti-tampering rule because they counted it as tampering. Because obviously he's going to be a free agent this summer if he declines his player option. I guess Jordan, did he deserve getting fined $50,000 for comparing him to Michael Jordan?
I mean, if you're on a talk show or a show like that and you're discussing, you're discussing the finals with two teams, are you supposed to say, no, they suck, they're horrible, screw them?
It's like,
you're gonna
of course you're going to talk about their best freaking player.
Yeah, obviously.
It's like, you serious?
Yeah, just fining someone $50,000
because they compared him to a good player. And I doubt he even goes to the Clippers.
Yeah,
Will he? Clippers, I admit, are one of the top destinations for free agents,
yeah.
but I don't know. I just don't see him. I don't understand why it's tampering. You were on a show. They released the people for this like a week or two before. So if the NBA, if you know you're gonna have a problem with something like that, you should be able to contact ESPN and say, "Hey, make sure you remind Doc Rivers that he can't say this." Because he was the only one that really got hit hard by it. Magic Johnson, because now he's not a part of the Lakers, he can say whatever the hell he wants. Same thing with
He
Stephen
can
A.
trash
Smith. Same thing with Michael Wilbon. But because Doc Rivers is the head coach of a team, he just can't talk about a player? Even though it's an NBA Finals preview, it's not like, oh yeah, this one person's good for Toronto. No, you'd say it's Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was dumb.
It's kind of like, it seems similar to like how the NFL kind of acts with players getting fined for various things that don't quite make sense.
Yeah. It just confused me. And Stephen A. Smith said something afterward when it got released that they were going to find, like, yeah, they really should just talk to us because we would have changed it.
Yeah.
It leaves a very bad taste in my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So we will move on now to the MLB. Very sad story. I don't think I watched that part of the game, but I saw the Sports Center clip. And if you missed it, I can't remember what. I think it was Thursday night this week. And a young fan got hit in the face with a foul ball hit by Almora Jr. of the Cubs in Houston. The girl has been, I believe she's alright. She was conscious that night and responding. I haven't looked up any other details about it. But do you think the MLB should extend the nets a little bit farther?
There's been so many instances of this happening. At this point, it kind of has to be done.
Yeah.
Just for overall fan safety.
Because at this point, yes, you want to be close to the players. But
Yeah.
do you really want to risk that, you know?
Yeah, do you want to risk or possibly killing your fans
Yeah.
who go to watch?
It's like, do you really think it's that worth it? I don't know, I think it was Chris Bryant of the Cubs brought up the idea of extending the nets to the foul posts, and I don't think that'd be a bad idea.
Yeah.
Just something needs to be done. I get it. I think it was last season they extended it out to the end of the dugout, I think it was. But it just can't happen, especially with young fans. And this isn't the first time. It's happened multiple times over the years. Late September in 2017, a girl was hit by a foul ball at Yankee Stadium. And that ball was going 105 miles per hour. Well, because she was not all right at that moment, but she did recover. But it's like something needs to change.
Yeah.
It just sucks of where we're at this point.
Yeah.
Because the state of baseball, it's great in a way. Right now, there's the month of May is the most home runs hit in a month ever in MLB history. But also an insane amount of strikeouts, so it's very hit or miss right now. But it's an exciting time for baseball. You have teams like the Rays. Yes, they're falling off a tiny bit right now, but they were never good. and now they're doing fantastic. And you can agree with me on that.
Yep. And there's still enough bottom feeders to laugh at. You can still.
Orioles. As an Orioles fan, I can raise my hand and say, yeah, we suck.
You're an Orioles fan.
I always have been because of Cal Ripken.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's rough. We are 18-40,
Right.
and we are 20 and a half games back of the Yankees right now.
Cripes.
Right now, the Twins have really stood out to me. They're 39-18, and they are 10 and a half games ahead of second place. The Astros are still winning the AL West. And the Mariners, after their hot start, are dead last in the AL West. And then, I don't know, NL Central is competitive as always. It's weird because we thought, beginning of the season, Brewers were good, but then the Cubs were surging back. But in the last 10 games, the Brewers are 5-5, the Cubs are 3-7, the Cardinals are 5-5. It'll be an interesting race for the NL Central because everybody's kind of just mediocre right now. Even the Reds are in it, which I never thought I'd say. And then the NL West is just the Dodgers again, but that's not anything different.
Yeah.
So I don't know. For me, maybe not this year, but they do need to look at it again and just figure out we need to move it. You know, you can't just keep it there. Alright, so I'll let you start it for the anatomy of a bad team. This week, the LA Lakers.
The LA Lakers. This last season, they made me laugh so hard when LeBron signed. I was like, okay, do things,
Do things.
He might take a team that's kind of been not very good in recent years and be like, hey, I'll bring you to the playoffs.
I'll take you to the promised land.
Unfortunately, that's not quite how that worked.
No.
It kind of just became Cleveland in LA.
Yeah, pretty much. I would agree with that.
I think it's the rumor that LeBron was trying to ship off the younger players to try to get Anthony Davis to.
Yeah, and it just kind of spiraled from there into just nothing good. Nobody trusts each other anymore.
Yeah, what Magic Johnson left, and he was just like, yeah, that organization sucked.
Yeah, pretty much. He's like, yeah, don't go there. We suck. And it kind of tips you off, even though with LeBron James,
with the supposed greatest player of all time, he can't carry them like he could Cleveland.
No, and it makes you wonder, you know?
They're just depressing.
Yeah. If there's one word to describe the LA Lakers, it is depressing. Because they can't. They had the same record with LeBron than they did the previous season.
Yeah, at least Cleveland had an excuse, like LeBron left. Like we don't have the star power that we did have. But LA doesn't really have that because they got that star power.
They got the star power, and they still suck. They still suck.
And somehow, some way, you have the best basketball player in the last decade, and somehow you still.
This is like, really?
It's. I don't know. Just. The Lakers are funny to watch. in my mind, they are Cleveland when Cleveland was so full of drama that it was just unbearable. They are basically that team forever and ever.
Yeah. And man, it's just I don't know what they need to do. Obviously, you wanted Zion or Anthony Davis. Well, you ain't getting both now with New Orleans having that power.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming they're not going to let go of Zion. He's the next LeBron James, you could argue.
If the Pelicans let go of Zion, every single city that is not named New Orleans will burst out into a sea of laughter at the city of New Orleans.
Yeah.
And every Pelicans fan would just die right there.
So I see. I don't know. Maybe they trade Davis, but I don't know. The Knicks have more firepower to trade.
Yeah. So, is there the possibility that the Lakers just stay how they are and just don't gain anything or change anything, and then they just go into this next season and just suck again?
Yeah. I don't know what they gotta do. They maybe get rid of LeBron James. Maybe that's a little too far, but I don't know. He tore your team apart.
At this point, I'd say screw it. Go into rebuild mode. Build around those young guys you have.
Yeah.
And with that, instead of being like, we're going to bring in LeBron James, we're going to bring in Anthony Davis, we're going to bring in all these guys, we're going to compete, but we're not actually going to go anywhere. So it's going to look like we're actually dumb.
Mm-hmm. So they just gotta figure out something, man. I don't know what, but they gotta do what they gotta do. So, okay, so next up, we're gonna give a preview. We're just gonna go. We might just start doing this at the end of podcasts. We're gonna go through an NFL division a week. That'll be 2 months. At that point, we will about to hit preseason. And at that point, we will make our own predictions. So for today, we were going to be talking about the NFC East. So NFC East, any big headlines for you going into the 2019 NFL season for any team in the NFL East? Not NFL East, the NFC East.
NFL East. Well, let's see. The NFC East is what? The Redskins, Giants,
Eagles,
Cowboys?
and Cowboys.
Well, I think the biggest question is, will the Giants be able to actually compete, or will they just be stuck wasting Saquon Barkley's career?
Yeah.
Because it looks like Eli, Mr. Manning, is probably going to start. But maybe, just maybe, if he sucks enough, they'll bring in Eli Manning II, who will come in
and
suck as well, presumably.
Yep.
So will Carson Wentz actually get back to his pre every single injury ever form, or is he just going to kind of be this hobbled shell?
Yeah. It's one of the more. I don't know. It's kind of dull for me, this division, because I really don't see too many teams. I don't see who I even see winning. You know?
Yeah. Dallas is the only one that I can see doing anything, but they're not going to do much.
The Eagles could, because the Eagles just always seem to do something, pull it out of their butt.
Double doink anyone?
Stop.
Oh, that was the funniest thing I've ever watched in my life. Somehow, no. Think about it this way: Cody Parkey is so accurate. He can hit the freaking pylon multiple times in a season, but not get it through this wide gap.
Yep.
That's just the best part to me. I just
it's weird. I'm not gonna lie. The division's probably one of the weirdest divisions in the NFL right now. So you have the Giants, just lost Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah.
Granted, they still have Saquon Barkley and Eli Manning, but they drafted way too early in Daniel Jones.
Talking about Eli Manning like he's a weapon. Like he's something.
I'm just saying he's kind of a stand-up person, and that's not good if he's one of your stand-up players.
Oh, put him against the Patriots though. He'll do good against the Patriots. No one else but the Patriots.
Pretty much. I don't know. For me, right now, I see the Giants being bottom.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd say Redskins are third, but not by much. I'd say maybe the Redskins are like 7-9, 8-8 in that range.
Yeah, that is their prime spot, 7-9. When I think of 7-9, I think of Washington Redskins.
Just like 0-16 Cleveland Browns.
Oh, Cleveland Browns.
We'll get to that whenever we get to their division, but they could actually do something.
Yeah.
And I see Eagles second, and then Cowboys first. But I see Eagles contending for a wild card spot.
Eagles to me, I think 9-7, maybe 10-6.
Yeah, I'm pulling up their schedule right now. We can just go through it, see how many wins they would get. We'll do this with them and the Cowboys. They're the only realistic contenders. So first game against the Redskins. And this would be at home. Do you think they win that one?
I mean, it's the Redskins. I don't trust them at all, so...
True, alright.
I'd say they win.
1-0, then they go away to the Falcons. I think that's 2-0.
Yeah, just how the Falcons... Yeah,
and then home against the Lions, that'll be 3-0. Away Definitely. At the Packers, we'll give it to the Packers on that one. It's 3-1.
Oh, okay.
Home versus the Jets, that'll be a win. Away at the Vikings, I don't know. We'll give them that one. We'll say 5-1. Away at Cowboys, we'll say they lose that one, 5-2. Away at the Bills, they win that one, 6-2. Home against the Bears, they'll lose that one, 6-3. Versus the Patriots, so 6-4. And then home against the Seahawks. What do you think on that one?
That one. I think Russell pulls them out.
So 6-5. Away at the Dolphins, they win that 7-5. Giants 8-5.
Yep.
Excuse me. And then Redskins, Cowboys, and Giants to end out the season. Do you think they win 2 out of 3 in some sort of sense?
Yes.
So
yeah, they definitely win.
So 10-6.
Yeah.
That'd be a pretty reasonable outcome for them. Now look at the Cowboys. They start out against the Giants at home, so that's a free win.
That's definitely a free win.
Then they face the Redskins. That's another win.
Yep.
Then they face the Dolphins. That's another win. So 3-0. Then they go to New Orleans to face the Saints. I think they lose that one.
Oh, they're not winning that one.
Then they are at home against the Packers. They can never seem to beat the Packers. I don't know about you, but they always somehow choke against the Packers. So we'll say 3-2. Versus the Jets, 4-2.
Yeah.
We said for them to beat the Eagles, so 5-2. The Giants again, 6-2. Against the Vikings, we'll say they lose that one, 6-3. Against the Lions, 7-3. Then against the Patriots, 7-4. Beat the Bills, so 8-4. Lose to the Bears, 8-5. Lose to the Rams, 8-6. Beat the Eagles, 9-6. Beat the Redskins, 10-6.
Oh.
But they would beat Eagles on head-to-head. So honestly, that's probably one of the more close divisions. Like that and the AFC South would be maybe even the NFC North.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll continue to do this series. Next week we will probably do the NFC South.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add?
No.
Well, if you enjoyed the podcast, please leave a like on YouTube. Obviously, we have moved to YouTube now because SoundCloud, it just didn't work for us because we had to pay for a full account to upload more, and we are both broke high schoolers, so we really can't do that.
We're both cheap asses.
So please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that bell. I sound like a stereotypical YouTuber right now, but that's what we are now, 2019. If you like the content, also check us out on sportsblog.com/Jesse_Broaders001. Will be putting my reaction to Game 2 of the NBA Finals on there tomorrow. That or something about Kevin Durant. I haven't decided yet. And leave any questions or topics you want us to cover in the next episode. If it's a good question, we will answer it next week. And we are going to try to maybe live stream the next podcast. We just have to figure out because Jordan's camera is not agreeing with his computer right now.
I want to smack my camera so bad, you don't even know.
So if we get that working, we will try to live stream the next podcast, which I think that'd be a nice touch.
Fun.
And
you can see me.
Yeah, you get to see.
You can see all my facial expressions.
Yeah, you get to see.
When Jesse has a dumb hot take that makes no sense.
Oh, ow!
You can also see me laughing like an idiot too. That's gonna be.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Obviously, we have finals this week, so after this week, we are free to do whatever. So we may do podcasts more frequently. We haven't really decided yet.
Oh yeah, I have work though, so that's.
I have work too. So we'll figure it out, and we'll put in some special guests along the way. We've been wanting to. It's just obviously figuring out who we're going to have on. I mean, they won't be super special guests, because we have no connections.
Have precisely zero connections.
I may have one connection, and I will talk to them. It is my friend Riley, and he is the head of Brew City Boys, I believe is what the name of it. Yeah, Brew City Boys. Just a Wisconsin sports site, and they also do podcasts called the Tundra Talk. It's actually really good. If you want to check them out, I will leave the link to that in the description. But we may. So we may try to have them on. If you liked it, I already went over that.
Smash that like
Push
button.
that like button, stereotypical YouTuber.
Smash that like button. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Like the video.
Have a great day or night whenever the hell you're listening to this, and we will see you next time. Have a great day or night. I can't stop the recording. There